I know
I'm
here.
fresh.
All right, people. This is the first couple of minutes of going to Fort Lauderdale. Doing my little SOS reality thing right now. Yeah, man, we over about to hit this plane. It's early as hell in the morning. Yeah, Ken, what's up, man? Yeah, you on TV. What's up, man? He said it's too early for all that. 5 in the morning, man. We gonna holler back. Yeah, people. This is my boy Gene. He is a tour guide for the little Havana tour. So me, my brother, and my cousin, we went on took the tour to Little Havana. He does the tours for Little Havana and Little Haiti. In this video, he goes over the history of Cubans moving to America and also the Bay of Pigs. So I just want to show y'all a little bit of what Gene is talking
in place.
about.
And
He's
if
gonna
you take
get
off
more
the
in
US,
depth
that's one of
about
the big, let's say, help that they
the
went
story
to
of
support
how
them.
Cubans won
And the US
independence.
itself been enslaved in
So here you go.
1862, 65. The very first, they had a lot of resources when it comes to, natural resources, gold, iron ore. But, near the end, let's say early, like let's say 1900, people just, wanted to govern themselves. So he was not a soldier, he was just a very normal guy. But, he was a powerful man due to the fact that he's a poet. So he's gather people around in plazas to really educate them, and they should seek freedom. That there is more to life, than just working, and then you can even see, let's say, that profit, right? So ultimately, he did end up, going into war against the Spanish, and he passed away. So Cuba officially won its independence in 1901, which also is tied to the American-Mexican War. And you guys are from Texas. As you know, Texas was one of the only free state that was actually its own state. That's what's called the Lone Star State.
That's right.
And then eventually, U.S. expanded into, let's say, today's Mexico.
Yeah.
To come claiming Nevada and so on.
Yeah.
So that also ties back to the Cuban history to kind of give it a sense of, relationship.
On this part of the tour, we went to a cigar shop where they make not Cuban cigars, but they make seeds from the Cuban cigars. They make some good cigars that come from Miami. Some of the people over here, the dude in the green, he's the one that he has heritage to Cuba. And ladies that's in the background are actually rolling all these Cuban cigars. They're doing this on a regular basis. They're selling different kinds. If you ever want to go to this store, I would advise going. I will put up in the description up here what the name of the store is. I forgot the name of it, but I will put it in text for you right here. But it's a good spot to go to and just go visit. They give you the background and the history of how Cuban cigars was made, why they're so world famous, and why they're supposed to be the best cigars in the land. He's actually been in that store selling this for over 30 years. The ladies, one of the ladies, the one to the right, I'm gonna show in a minute. She is actually the best roller there, and you can tell when she's rolling the cigars. She know what she's doing. She's doing it with the leaves and everything. They even give you a backstory behind how everything goes, how they roll them up. Also, they give a backstory on how it's important a certain way they roll up their cigars, and which makes them a better, a sweeter smell. I mean, taste when you do smoke them. So I advise everybody go to this smoke shop. I bought a couple cigars from them, pretty good. Check it out. I know most people that probably don't smoke cigars like that, but even if you don't smoke cigars, it's just good to have for something to just have in the house and tell everybody about. But this is one part of the tour right here. I'm gonna let them talk a little bit more, and I'm gonna get off the mic real quick.
You have in here right now, which is the first time it's ever happened, two of the best tour guides out there. They are knowledgeable. They know what they're saying. They're not going to steer you the wrong way. You will see that right now. What Susie's doing is the final wrapper on this cigar. This is called.
Think of red, bro.
Okay. You can see that this is very silky, almost leathery, but it's very sensitive. You can't pull it. It's like a woman. And I say this, I tell you this leaf is very unforgiving, just like a woman. A degree too high, a degree too low, you can ruin a crop or you can ruin the cigar that you're doing. It could be over humidified or it can be very dry, like a little woman. Okay? You can see where she takes a lot of tenderness and love in wrapping that cigar before it becomes to that.
Now, this part of the La Havana tour is a juice shop. The juice shop sells raw sugar cane. So they take the raw sugar cane, blend it up, and not even like the raw sugar cane stick. They blend it up and they make juice out of it. The juice is very good, and they sell different type of juices. That's not the only one, but that's what they're known for, the sugarcane juice. It's raw sugarcane. You literally can get it out, peel it, suck on it if you want to. They'll let you do that, or they'll pour the juice for it. They'll grind it up for you, make a juice out of it. But the juice was very good. They had other things they let us sample. Uh, Gene, with the tour, when you go with Gene, you can either buy some. He'll actually give you samples of it, the sugarcane juice. But I'm telling you, if you can go to this shop, I'm put the text in the description. I'm put the text. I'm put the name of the shop in the text right here on the video, and I'm gonna put it in the link down below as well, the description link. But I advise just going to this shop, trying out the sugarcane juice. Try out some more of their juices they have too. It's a good juice shop. Very good. Believe me, you would love it if you know anything about juices, especially if you're a health nut. You'll want to check this out. In this video too, I showed that me, my brother, and a cousin, we actually took samples of it, tasted it, did a taste test of it. I'd give you thumbs up. I suggest everybody to go to this shop. The guy that's showing everybody, this is his shop, of course. The woman that's beside him, she's been a long time worker of his. They basically been working together for. I think they husband and wife. I think they are. I just remember that they're husband and wife. But they've been doing this for more than 30 years. So they've been owning this shop for a long time. They know what they're doing. As you can see right now, that's the sugar cane right there, and that's the little blender they have on there. That where they blending it up, they grinding it, and they getting it for you. Now we have to wait a little while just to get the sugar cane, but it was worth it. Matter of fact, right now it looks like they finishing up. Right now with the juice. He's shaking it up. He's pouring it in the cup right now. It's a big group of us, so that's the reason why it took him a little bit longer. It's like 10 of us. So here it go.
Thank you, sir.
Appreciate it, man.
All right. So the extra ones are refill. Oh, this is for a special group. Oh, okay. So the extra are refills. Let's see. You can hold this. You good? I'm coming here with them. Okay. Refill. Anybody? Refill?
They do taste good. I mean, you know, you like everything here.
No, man, I'm not hearing all that. Man.
Refill for the lady. Okay, this is yours. Okay.
Anything, yeah. You take a refill. Get it. You want the refill? No, you get it.
All right.
You can do all that with the camera and everything, man. Too much, man. They gonna down it. You something different, boy. He is. Look.
There you go.
They talking about me. Toast up, though.
All right. Move on.
This next place we went to was like, it wasn't a museum, it was a restaurant, but they have a back area to where they have paintings and artists come in and paint things all everywhere. Pretty good spot. Liked it very much. We didn't get to stop and eat here though, but he showed us around. You get a drink, you get a nice drink in there. They play nice music in there as well. Gene was just doing a little quick tour of this place right here. He didn't stay here too long. We stayed here for just a little about 5 to 10 minutes. Then we walked on down the street. But I'm gonna let Gene talk a little bit.
because they were nice, colorful as you can see here. But eventually they were going missing, and after investigation, they found out they're being stolen by who? Can you guess?
Uh,
There was a group of people, but very specific group of people.
if you can't hear them, it was a story of people stealing people's roosters back in the '60s, and a lot of people from Cuba was bringing roosters over and things like that. He was asking who was doing it. So, and they found out who was doing it. It was a bunch of college kids that was stealing these roosters, and that's why they got this rooster museum, whatever you want to call it.
So it's a museum full of art. We're gonna go inside, check it out. So you guys can keep the pace, and I'll follow you. And then from there, so if you really gonna experience, like one of the highest experience in let's say Little Havana, this is the space for you to come.
Okay.
All right. So like I said, you guys keep the pace, so I don't, just go in and out, and I'll follow you.
And this place is called Cuba Ocho Museum, of course. But it is a restaurant slash bar slash museum, of course. The place actually is rated as one of the best finds in Miami. Actually, they got rated for being one of the best bars in the world. But it's a unique feel to it. The drinks are expensive. It is touristy price up here, so everything is very overpriced. But the setup is so unique because they have a bar over there. They got all these paintings. They have a live band, during the nighttime and everything. They playing live music the whole time. The DJ's on the music right now, but usually they playing live band. Also, as well, the museum wraps around. You can go look at some of the artifacts and everything, and they have a lot of history in here. So I understand why it was so highly ranked as a bar, which is kind of weird if you really think about it, in a restaurant. But also, it gives a lot of context to the architecture of the place. Also, they give you a history lesson behind things as well. I recommend this to any tourist that's coming around. Also, in this place, they show you things from the 1800s, also from the 1700s as well. They got Cuba flags over there. It's a lot of Latin music that's being played at the time. They have not artists, what I'm thinking of right now. They have a band playing. They're not singing or anything, but they be playing the guitar while you up there. It's a good vibe. That's why I say I recommend this to everybody just to go visit there. Some people don't like it just because it's so pricey. If you're very frugal, just want to let you know ahead of time that you are gonna spend some money once you get there. But it's a nice find in Miami. Just being honest about you.
Even before Cuba, of how the people used to live, and from there, Miami. This neighborhood is within Miami, so you're gonna get a bit of the interesting of Miami, of how Miami changed over time, and specifically the neighborhood itself. So, in terms about myself, I was born and raised in Haiti. I do not speak Spanish.
Oh, okay.
My neighbors do speak Spanish, Dominican Republic, but we don't. We speak Creole, which is our native language, and also we have the French or the French. So if you speak Spanish, you can teach me some words. So like I said, I've been living here since 2004 in Miami. I do not live in Little Havana, but I'm always here when it comes to the culture, the people. I'm very familiar with it. Like I said, I'm just an island over from Cuba. So I may not speak Spanish, but when it comes to the Caribbean, we're all of the same people, right? Yeah. You are pretty much under the same circumstances when it comes to natural disasters, which is hurricanes specifically. And of course, the food are the same, very tropical. So the same thing, I would say that, condition Haiti had, when it comes to colonism, Cuba had those same things as well. So I'm going to highlight those one to you, which is, for example, agriculture. There are 5 major crops that was being produced in Cuba, which is tobacco for cigar, you have sugarcane for rum, molasses, and sugar. If I were to continue on, coffee for coffee, you have cacao for chocolate, and as well as indigo is like a blue dye. So throughout this, 2 or 1 hour and a half that we have, we are gonna get a bit of that, inside as well. So we are once again in Miami, Little Havana. Welcome. And from here, as we go along the tour, don't be afraid to ask me questions.
This part of the tour is the little Haiti tour. There was the next following day. He gives a lot of in-depth tales about Haitian culture.
And part of the reason why by ear because there's a text in Creole. So I'm going to read you the Creole text so you can actually know what it sounds like. If you have any volunteer that want to read it, that'll be nice, but you don't have to. Part of these things because at times people say that Creole is breaking down French. Creole is not breaking down French. Creole is its own language, from Western Africa, from Guinea, where French is from Europe. What happened is that once we're taken from Western Africa, from Guinea, you either end up in a French-speaking, let's say, colony, English or Spanish. So the French that people speak in New Orleans, it had the influence of both. The Creole that they have the culture is influence of the French first, and then English later on. The fact that the U.S. they purchased the Louisiana territory, and New Orleans itself is called Nouvelle Orleans after a city in France called Orleans. So that's why they switched the pronunciation. So if you guys are interested to read the English, you can read it, and from there you can actually hear what Creole sounds like. So as an example, if I said I am hungry, that's English, and French is je faim, and then Creole moi grand goût. So as you can see, sound completely different, and then the way you write it is different as well. So I'm gonna step away and take a look at it, and then I'll read it for you. So this individual changed it, for the first time. And over time, these other guys have changed as well. But the last people to do it was actually Francois Duvalier in 1964, and we attacked like all the way until 1986. When I mentioned Cecile Fatima, she should have been right here. Because our fifth president became president because he married her. She was that powerful. She was a voodoo priestess or Mambo.
Okay, this part right here is talking about voodoo dolls, and a lot of people gonna check out on this, but he was talking about more so the Haitian culture behind their religion of voodoo, and not just voodoo. He talks about also on this tour because I didn't tape that much. He talks about how they use certain pots and pans to cook with, where you can use them at any time. Even when the power goes off, they can still use this stuff to cook with and eat with. A lot of this store we was in has a lot of Haitian culture type things in there, showing you what type of foods they eat, what they cook with, what type of things they do, like sew it and different things like that to adapt. It was very interesting. I know it would lose a lot of people because he was talking about the culture or the religion of voodoo and then how the slaves had to use some of that back in the day. But it's pretty much the end of the tour. This is our reality SOS. Appreciate y'all coming to see another episode.